Alright guys, more Star Wars comics are dropping, so stay tuned, and may the Force be with you. Welcome back, Gainers, to another incredible, exciting, fantastic episode of ComicGains! If you're new to the show, I'm Adam.
I'm Zach, and this is the Princess of Royal Highness doing a princess wave. So bow down, respect, and howl at the moon. There's Coco. Mm-hmm.
So, alright guys, so today is Monday, and what do we like to do on Mondays, Zach?
We like to do what's in the... Oh, no, it's not what's in the box. So you guys forgot, huh? You should take a look at those shows. No, we're doing a drop list, guys. Just like usual. Every Monday. We're doing drop list. Because books be dropping.
And that's what we report on.
That's what we report on.
Most of the time. It's on some Mondays. So, alright guys, so we got a brand new list of 5 comics for you. And if you're new to the drop list of ComicGains, we scour the internet for all the trending lists and hot lists and all kinds of new comic lists and what everybody's looking for. And then we wait 1 year after we record all this information in our minds and on paper. And we try to figure out which books have significantly went down in price and kind of what the reasoning is and whether or not it's a good idea to pick it up. But before we get into anything of that, we let you know what else is a good idea to pick up.
Well, we got to
Or not to pick up after Zach lets you know.
Yeah, this is a review show, guys. And we're reviewing drinks, and mostly comics, but drinks here. This is a Jackson's all-natural black tea, unsweetened, 16 ounces of potentially goodness or not so goodness. It says wiggle it just a little bit, but seriously, shake well. Pure black, enjoy hot or cold. I would enjoy it cold, because hot is for fools. All right, let's shake it up.
Is that like Jackson's, like, the gas station?
Yeah.
It's like gas station iced tea.
Right? You gotta try a little of everything.
Yeah, we used to review a lot of beer, but now we've kind of switched to regular drinks, because sometimes, it's hard to do comics while you're drunk, Although you tend to get really good deals until you wake up the next morning and you don't realize you didn't get a good deal.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah, it's probably for better. And plus, I'm trying to drop some weight, and I'm having some success, guys.
How is the black tea?
It's okay. It's okay.
You can't go wrong with tea for the most part. I mean, there's enough sugar in it. I mean,
that
one's 0 calories?
Zero.
There you go, guys.
I'm buying smart.
There you go.
All right, let's get into this.
All right, guys. So this week's list had a lot to do with Star Wars. Lately, there's been a lot of Star Wars books on there, and we got some really exciting ones we want to talk about as well. But those will be at the end of the list. So let's kick it off. This week, there's 5 books like there usually is, and we had 4 of the 5 books. We actually had 5 of the 5 books, but we couldn't find one of them somewhere in the house. And it is the most rare book on the list, too. So we'll start off with that one right here. You have Dark Reign, Zodiac #1 from 2009, and this is done by Nathan Fox and Joe Casey, and it's a little more of a lesser unknown key, as Zach will explain to you as well. It's kind of a weird one, but this is first appearance of Zodiac, an anarchist in possession of the Zodiac key. Now, what is the Zodiac key, you're asking? Well, it's a key that gives the person that have it sonic forces and teleportation, plus the ability for fire energy blasts. And this is kind of like an interesting character. Zodiac kind of showed up in this original Dark Reign run back in 2009. Obviously, we recently had a new Dark Reign series in 2021, which kind of gave him some new life. He was not in that storyline, but he has been pretty much the main villain of the new McKay Moon Knight run, which is going on right now. And he actually, pretty powerful. He beat up Moon Knight in one of the issues, totally wiped him out, and Hunter's Moon had to come in and save him. So he's not officially killed yet. There's still a lot to go on this character, but after people thinking he was coming back and he was kind of cool, and then he kind of like faded away. And Zach will explain, there's not very many of these on the census, but the raw copies have definitely gone down in price. So what do you got here, Zach?
Well, he faded away because he was on a binger, guys. He has a drinking problem, not like me. I don't have no problems. Let's get into this, guys. Okay, so interesting enough, there's not a lot of graded copies. There's only 13 graded copies, total graded copies.
1, 3.
And 2 of them are 9.8. That's it. So we have to give you a drop list for the raw price. So prices a year ago was selling for right about $25 raw near mint. Now, $5. It's a fifth of the price. Ridiculous. And that's all I got to talk about that. Except, I mean, if you can get one for $5 and it's a 9/8, and then you get a 9/8, you have a really rare 9/8. Other than that, I don't know anything about the Zodiac key guy, anywhere key, lightning key, sonic key that he has.
Hey, you could be in Key House.
He could have been in the key house or, a lock house, a bar house, a trap house. No, none of that. But yeah, I don't know anything about this book. It's rare. It would be cool to have it in a 9/8.
It's actually kind of a fun cover too, but yeah. It's kind of weird. You said like not even none of the 9/8s have ever been sold, right?
Not in the last year.
Yeah.
So I don't think you should get this unless you got Raw and you send it in yourself and get 9/8, then you get the bragging rights. I don't think it has a lot of potential resale flipping power. I mean, someone would probably buy it for $300 in 9/8, probably because it's like so rare. But
yeah.
So there's that.
For some reason he hates Moon Knight too.
Why not?
Speaking of the devil, our next book on the list is a Moon Knight book. And we've got Mark Spector's Moon Knight number 55 from 1993. A spectacular cover done by Stephen Platt. And the author is Terry Kavanagh. And this is kind of an interesting book. Like, take a long little glance at this cover here. It's basically just the first cover art by Stephen Platt on Moon Knight. And it's a very, very, very expensive book. Just kind of interesting. He has a couple really good covers. He did that one that's like that ASM 300 homage too, which looks really similar to that. And just kind of a cool book. Like, a lot of Moon Knight books all went crazy when the TV show was coming out. So that was kind of like in the heyday of like the Disney Plus shows, where like the Disney Plus show came out, all the books attached to it just went like nuts. Doesn't quite happen as much now as it was during the Moon Knight series. This is definitely one of the books that went crazy. But it's just an interesting thing. A little bit of research on Stephen Platt. It's like, he kind of came out like in this time period. He did about like handful of covers that are all worth a ton of money and then just disappeared. Like, I don't really know any more about him other than like all the covers that he does are worth like a ton of money. He only has like 14 keys on Key Collector. Just interesting, that just, and his artwork's really good. I just don't know what else there is to know about him, Not really attached to any other character. But interestingly enough, this might be a good time to pick this book up. I don't know. Zach will have some more information for you on that one.
So, the art itself is fantastic. It's not like too crazy, it's not artsy fartsy, but it's unique style. And if you have a unique style for comic book art, and it's not like screaming at your eyes, or your brain's like screaming, why would you make this? Which you don't get from that. It's going to have a big fan base. I think it's going to have a big fan base. I think these books are pretty freaking awesome. If you get one Platt book, you got to get the rest of them. That's my opinion. And I think the opinion's right.
There you go.
But yeah, prices a year ago for a CGC 9.8 was $470. Pretty good, pretty high.
Yeah.
Now it's $207, less than half. That's
Princess's book, by the way. She's like, wait, I didn't know it got that cheap.
Still, you probably got it for a good deal. Princess don't buy expensive, overpriced books. She buys deals. Remember that when you offer a deal. It better be a deal. Range is $192 to $699.
Ooh.
It was really high. It was really high somewhere in the year.
Mm-hmm.
Average $341.16. $207 for 9/8. Get out your checkbook. I think it wouldn't. I mean, the art thing, like everything else, Campbell, McFarland, Michael Turner, it goes up and down, up and down. If it doesn't have a key in there, it's going to go up and down, up and down. But this is at the down point. It's going to go back up. So $207 is not bad for this at all.
Yeah,
that's all I got to say
fantastic
about
book.
that.
Fantastic book. All right, guys. We got one more. Well, actually, we have three more books. We got another book here. It's going to be Incredible Hulk 377 from 1991. You got Dale Keown and Peter David doing the work on this fantastic 90s book. Super overprinted, but great book, nonetheless. This is first appearance of Professor Hulk, that cool gray/green Hulk that we all love, the smart Hulk, if you will. And this movie got some recent love. I mean, obviously, we saw him at the end of Infinity War. No, not what's the other one?
It's like the beginning of I I gotta think about this for. So there was Infinity War. That was the first one, right?
Yeah.
Right? Wait, no, the first one's Infinity.
Okay, never mind.
Oh, whatever. I'm trying to remember what it was.
Game Over?
End's Game?
Oh, Endgame, yeah.
Endgame.
Yes.
Endgame.
I don't know, we should know this. Endgame. That's when he's at so obviously we saw some Grey Hulk already in Endgame, that kind of kicked it off. But a year ago, there was a lot of spec because you got to see him again in the She-Hulk previews. He was Smart Hulk again, like another version of Smart Hulk. And then obviously we have a lot of stuff going on where he's going to get his own movie or his own TV show, depending on if they do the Planet Hulk. So this book got a little bit more boost because everyone's trying to figure out which kind of Hulk he's going to be. It's really hard for him to have his own show if he's like raging out, going crazy, just destroying stuff. You can only watch so much of that. I mean, I could watch a lot of it, but the regular people can only watch so much. But this book did get a little bit of heat, as sometimes these 90s books do, and I think it's gone down a little bit down. But keep in mind, there's actually quite a few different versions of this book to keep an eye out for. So there is a newsstand version that's actually worth less. I don't know why that would be. It doesn't make any sense. But there's a second print with a black background that is about double the price. There's a third print background, bright green background, that's about over $300 raw. And there's a very, very rare giveaway from the country of Finland that is black and white that is over $1,000. So yeah, keep your little view out for that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, Zach, is it a good time to get Incredible Hulk 377? Is it ever a good time to get Incredible Hulk 377?
So it's all over the place, honestly. So I got for a 9.6 because that's kind of like has a little bit more numbers. It was $79.99 a year ago. Now it's $75.99. Range is 3601 to 125. Average $73.56. It's nice to have. It's nice to have in the collection. I'm not getting a 9.8. I'll just leave it at that. The third print or fourth print, whichever one with the light green or almost even yellowish.
Third print.
Yeah, that thing is crazy expensive at 9.8. $3,000.
Mm-hmm.
It's like $3,000 at 9.8.
Would you get that one?
Yeah, I would get that one.
There you go.
I would get that one if I could find it for a good deal. Yeah, this is a no bueno. I don't think this is any good.
No more Smart Hulk for Zach. They only like that dumb Hulk.
Yeah, dumb Hulk. Good.
Hulk smash.
I mean, you get a Hulk 1. I mean, like, that's the dumb Hulk right there.
There you go. All right, guys. Now we're on to some Star Wars books, which you guys all came to see. We have Kanan the Last Padawan #1 from 2015. This is a great cover by Mark Brooks and story by Greg Weisman. And this is a bit of a controversy going on because you can see on the cover here, it has all the characters of Rebels listed as their first appearance. You have Sabine Wren, Ezra Bridger, Harris Syndulla, Kanan Jarrus, Chopper, and Zeb. But it really is only the first full appearance of Kanan and cameo of the rest of the characters. And it's kind of a cool book. And obviously you got Kanan Jarrus is voiced by Freddie Prinze Jr., which Princess loves from the TV show. And just kind of strange. When we first started to get back into comics, this was the expensive book. Like everybody wanted #1. Like the rest of the books were nothing. Just #1 was all their first appearances. What the CGC label said. We recently got this slab, and that book even says that on there. But as time has gone on, #6 has been the more popular one because then they give only a cameo for those other characters except for Kanan. And this book got hot again with obviously all the Disney Plus Star Wars shows going on. You got Ahsoka on Disney Plus is going to be starting her own show, which is going to be based around finding Ezra. And then you have Sabine Wren as well are going to be in that as well. Plus you had Mandalorian, which brought back some of the characters and some guessing that things were going to go on. But #1 has dropped a lot lately. It used to be a very expensive book. So I don't know, Zach, what is the numbers on this book?
So sales a year ago was $309.99. Now it's $158.50. Range is $74 as low as $74, as high as $400. Average is $260.40. This is a fantastic book to buy. I mean, a bunch of cameos, one first appearance for sure. I mean, decent cover. There's also a lot of variants of this too. So keep an eye out for that. I think there's a variant of that cover without Kanan's face in the background, like kind of ghosting. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I've seen it. 99.9% correct. I might be a 0.1 wrong. And yeah, it's a great buy. Like I said, buy it up. Buy as many as you can.
There's a Scotty Young version too. That's pretty good, right?
There's a Scotty Young version. There's a Andy Granov version, I believe.
That I don't know.
Anyways, Vader's face is on there. I could be wrong about the artist, but I think Vader's face is on there. And yeah, it's pretty cool.
Nice. Nice. All right. Okay. Well, we talked about number 1. Why don't we talk about number 6? Number 6. And this is Star Wars Kanan Last Padawan number 6. And believe it or not, this is not a Mark Brooks cover. It's a Pepe Larraz cover.
Pepe Le Pew?
Which is weird because I think Mark Brooks did some of the covers after this too. Like 8 and 9 are done by Mark Brooks. So it's interesting they switched cover artists for a little bit. This is a great cover on this one as well. But this one is credited as the rest of the characters of Rebels as their first full appearance. So Sabine Wren, Ezra Bridger, Harrison Dula, Chopper, Zeb. And on the label, you can see it's not listed at all. It doesn't have anything on the label. And this book is significantly more expensive than number 1, but only recently. But after it got really expensive, it went down quite a bit. So as all these specs have kind of dropped off a little bit going on, but you have to look out some of the shows that are going to be coming out. And they did, like I said, they casted Ezra Bridger already. They already casted Sabine Wren, so we know that they're coming. And I personally, I know you might get a little slack for this, I actually liked Rebels better than Star Wars Clone Wars, at least as a whole. The entire series is a little bit better. There's like parts of Clone Wars are a little bit slow, especially like the first couple seasons. So it's like some of the episodes are only like 15 minutes, you know? Right. And if you've ever watched the end of Rebels, the way the show ends, Ezra actually like blasts off into space with Thrawn and gets lost forever. And that's when Ahsoka and Sabine decide that they're going to go on a journey and go look for him. So that'd be really smart if that's what this whole series is going to be based on, the new Ahsoka one. So
that'd be cool.
I think there's plenty more time for these books to get hot again. We're going to see all these characters again, and this one's dropped quite a bit. Might be a good time to get both of these books. What's the numbers on 6, Zach?
So prices a year ago was $799.95, and now it's $305. Range is $288 to $799.95. Average is apparently $288. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, whatever. The average is not 288. It's probably like 400. 400. Let's say 400. So I would say this is a pretty decent buy. I would almost want to say Kanan number 1 is a better one to buy, but number 6 is it. I like the cover a lot better, so I'm going with 6. But I think probably the best deal out of this entire list probably would be the Kanan one, because it has a high chance of going up. Moon Knight 55 is pretty decent too, because of the artist, but the artist skin goes constantly up and down, up and down. And if it is though solid in the art community, and it's like very popular artists, for example, Adam Hughes that did that Legion of Superheroes 23, that's for some reason stupid hard to find. That thing's like almost the tippity top.
Oh, the Supergirl?
Yeah.
On the Rock?
It's like, it has no keys. It's a Legion of Superheroes book, even though I love Legion of Superheroes. It's DC, it's all of this, but it's thousands, well over $1,000 for just because it's a great cover. I almost want to say thousands, but I haven't looked at the numbers recently. It probably was thousands. Now it's like 1,000 something.
Solid.
Jeez.
Solid.
Anyways, yeah. Get the Kanan one, I would think, and the 6 if you want to. Have a nice pair.
Both good covers. Yeah, now's the time to get them for a good price, because they were both above $400 for a while.
Yeah.
Like, drop close to $1,000 to get both books.
Now it's going to cost you $450, maybe a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. And if you watch the show, you'll like them even better. I promise you. Great show. It's only like 4 seasons. You don't have to waste too much time.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll enjoy it. All right, guys. And if you enjoy the show as much as we enjoy this show, all you got to do is hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell so you always know when new things are going down. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think about this list. Let us know which one you like better, Star Wars Rebels or Star Wars Clone Wars. I know they're both good. I'm just saying which one I personally like a little better. But you can tell me which one you like better. And don't forget, this Wednesday we're going live at 6 p.m. and we're opening the very first That Spider-Man booth annual box. The fan box is what they're calling it. So we did the beta box. This is the very first fan box. It has 2 exclusives in it that are limited to only this box. And I've been looking, and I have not seen any of them for sale on eBay yet. So I don't know. No one's selling them. I don't know what the value is on it. It's going to be crazy. You'll have to see it live on Wednesday. And Zach, you got anything else?
Yeah, sure. How do you do that? Is you have to live in a big house with a big family, adopted father, and you're all coming back because something happened, and you're like, okay, whatever, all mopey, and then for some reason you have a record player. Why would you have a record player? I don't know. They're same age as me. It's like, I don't know. I didn't have a record player back then, I would say. But yeah, you put on one of the records, and everybody in the house starts dancing like dang fools. And like, and that becomes a very popular song again. And yeah, that's how you become Umbrella Academy.
They had an adopted father? Oh, the father adopted them?
Father adopted.
I think meant like they adopted the father.
Well, either way, I'm right.
That's true.
It was like, well, you have to kind of accept the father as your father. I mean, it's not my father. It's just people that, gives me food and, takes care of my clothes, roof over my... It's like, yeah, what the... Anyways.
There you go.
Let's go.
All right, guys. Until we see you next time. Stay safe and remember...
Get those umbrella gains.
Stay dry.
Don't get wet. Don't get wet. Ha ha ha. Anyways, let's go.